How many of us have been waiting for this day to come? The Columbia Art Center grand opening. I've been dying for years to have the Art Center downtown. The incredible spirit that's run through this organization and the great work that's being done, keeping people not only active in finding parts of their personalities they never knew existed, finding skills and talents that they never had a chance to nurture, but also using it to benefit some of our citizens who need it most, men and women who've given their all to serve this great country in which we've been blessed to live. This is a special place. This is a special place, and I can think of very few places it ought to be than in the heart of the city, the heart of the city. Main Street and downtown is important, and many of you have heard me say that over the last 7 years, because Main Street belongs to everyone. Not to any specific neighborhood, not to any specific community. Main Street is the historic, emotional core of a city. When Main Street's alive, everyone's alive. The city's thriving. Main Street is not alive. When there are tumbleweeds rolling down a Main Street, then people also believe that the city and the region has a lot less to offer. Our Main Street is thriving. Thriving because of people like you, because those in our business community, those who are civil servants and those who are civic leaders, those who believe that a strong, talented, entrepreneurial, educated community can do awesome things, can help build on top of this great city that we already have and make it even greater for these young people that we want to make sure that they grow up to do the great things that God has in store for them and have a choice to come back to the city that they love. That's what we're doing today. And we're doing it by investing in the arts. I'm so thankful for the leadership of so many of you, and we'll have some comments from some of my colleagues on City Council, and then our Senior Assistant City Manager, Allison Baker. And then we'll hear from the community. We'll hear from David Phillips of Creative Journey, and we'll hear from Brenda Oliver, who's done such a fantastic job being the heart and soul of this effort, a chief advocate. And I want to hear everything that Brenda has to say. Then we're going to cut the ribbon. We're going to cut the ribbon and unveil the plaque, and we're going to have a chance to all take it in collectively together for the very first time. So thank you all for being here. I ordered this weather specially just for all of you. Just for all of you. Actually, I'd say that Mr. Davis and Ms. Devine actually on the ballot, they ordered this weather especially just for each of you. It's a pleasure to introduce my friend Sam Davis, City Councilman from District 1. Sam?
Good morning. Now, this is Columbia weather. We're in the midst of everything. It's hot and muggy in the south. It's dry and cold on the northern part of the state, but Columbia is the place to be. This is a, let's say, a momentous occasion because, again, the best of Columbia has the opportunity to create within these walls behind us. There's one thing missing, and I don't think it would ever happen, and that is to have a blacksmith shop in here. Everyone knows I'm a blacksmith, but I don't think they would allow me in here. But beyond that, this, again, is one of the jewels that's created within this capital city, and we have one of our talented, determined, task-masking citizen, Miss Oliver, that spared no words, never bit her tongue, and kept this idea in the forefront. And today it is a reality because, one, the people who appreciate art, the people who participate in the arts venues, and council listened. And as a result of that, we're standing here today to cut the ribbon to another one of Columbia's treasures. And we appreciate your participation. The word is going to get out. Membership's going to increase. And And we will continue to create and present some of the best creations that this city can share, not just with the region, not with the state, not with the southern region, but with the world, because the world does come to Columbia. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Now from the Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Columbia, Councilwoman Tamika Isaac Devine.
Good morning, everyone. I am really super excited, and I will tell you that probably behind the mayor, I'm probably the most active on social media as a council person, but I'm still like kind of getting into social media and understanding gifts and all that kind of stuff. And so this morning I woke up like a kid on Christmas morning. And so I tweeted, and I tweeted the Minions dancing. That was my excitement this morning. And so that's kind of how I feel, like one of the Minions that is dancing, and so excited to be here for this ribbon cutting. I know a lot of times citizens will say, gosh, it seems like it's taken so long for the city to do this or that. And most of the time in the life of the city, the projects from conception to completion really aren't that long. I know to the citizens sometimes it might seem that long, but for us it really doesn't seem that long. But I will tell you, this one seemed like it was that long. I remember walking through the old art center with Councilwoman Ann Sinclair, and looking at what our needs were in Allison, and we were saying, you know, it'd be great if we could do this and we could do that, and then there was all these ideas of where should we put it and where could it be, and that whole process just seemed like it was taking forever. But you know, a lot of times, you know, things happen, and I tell people all the time, things happen in the time it's supposed to. And I think everything came together on this. I mean, with the city looking at our parking needs and having the Cannon Garage and having some space, and we talked about it being retail and different things, and then it just all seemed to come together that this was the perfect spot for our art center. And so, although it has seemed like this has been a really long time, it has been worth every single second, because I think that we've got far beyond what we imagined when we walked through the old art center several years ago, and it's really a jewel for the entire community to enjoy. And so I'm excited to be here with you guys today. I say thank you for your patience. I say thank you for your support of the art center and continuing to support it even through the old center and the growing pains and maintenance issues that we had. Because of your love of the arts, we're able to really produce a fabulous product that the entire community will be able to enjoy. And so I'm excited to be here with you today. I thank you so much for being here. I thank Brenda, because in the midst of it all, Brenda is always still saying, come and take this class and do this. And, you know, she's just created a new buzz and excitement about this art center that I think will only just completely take off as we cut the ribbon for this new center. So thank you, Brenda. Thank you, all of you. And thank you, Mayor and City Council, because of course without money and funding we wouldn't be here. So I'm glad we're here, and I hope you all enjoy it.
Thank you, Tamika. Now some remarks from our city manager, Teresa Wilson.
They're laughing at me. Time is everything, right? Well, speaking of the arts, my daughter, who's 14, had a rehearsal this morning for a program at her school, and I'm thinking, okay, I got to get a northeastern part of Columbia, then back downtown to Columbia, but it's all about the arts, and we're so excited, and we're excited that you all are here with us this morning, that we've reached it to this point. We know that any community is successful because of a lot of different things, but art is certainly one of them, and not just because of the culture that it brings to a community and its people, but art makes us better socially. It makes us better economically. It's very intentional, and I know it's taken us a minute, but it's very intentional that we brought this art center to city center to make sure that it touches the people every day in a way that's convenient to them, very visible to our city and its visitors. And so we're extremely excited about the opportunity that it brings to children, seniors, our military families, because we've always, with Brenda's efforts with Fort Jackson, been able to capitalize on making sure that citizens who are immersed on the outskirts of our community have been able to come to downtown, or either we've gone to them. So we think that this location is very intentional and will bring results for the community. I want to thank our staff and our contractors and our architects for hanging in there with us over the last few years. We know that it's been a challenge, but not one that people have complained about in a bad way at the old location. They were just wanting us to continue to grow, and we outgrew the space, and so they were patient, and we appreciate that patience. And we just want to make sure that now you all come downtown. We're going to make it more accessible and easier online. I've told the staff that we want to make sure people can access classes and pay for classes in a way that makes it convenient to them. And just use and enjoy this space and this opportunity. I want to thank Mayor Benjamin and Columbia City Council for always giving our staff the flexibility and the courage to do things great and to think big, and they always say that. So Mr. Baker, Randy, Carrie, all the staff that's here, I'm not going to start naming names, thank you for your diligence, and our contractors and architects, thank you so much. Good morning.
Thank you, Teresa. Now, some remarks from our community. I want to invite David Phillips up from Creative Journey.
Mayor Benjamin and City Council and Ms. Wilson, I especially appreciate your remarks about how deliberate art is. There's a term in art called serendipity, which is the happy accident. You're painting along and you think you have something in mind and you spill some paint, or you dabble somewhere and you go, oh, that looks great. So you keep that, and that's the happy accident. This is no accident. This is a deliberate attempt by the city and city council and the mayor and Brenda to produce a better place to teach and to work. And I'm a paid professional, but I volunteer here. And I volunteer because in 1970 I separated from the United States Navy as a Vietnam veteran. And so when I am out here teaching and volunteering with the veterans, I'm one of them, and if they want to paint, they're part of me, and so I'm hoping and optimistic and sure that Brenda and her leadership and the staff here is going to provide a place and a way to make Columbia an even more artistic city. You know, cities have names and cities have reputations, and you go to Charleston, you expect to see a few art galleries, and you'll see them, but you'll see them in Columbia too. We have them here on Main Street. We have the Columbia Museum of Art is a nationally award-winning art place, and this is going to be that same thing. It'll grow and be better with each year. And I've only been with Creative Journey about 5 years, and but I'm looking for another 10 or 15 or whatever the Lord gives me. But I'm just so proud of the city and so proud of Brenda, and I'm proud to be a part of all of this. And thank you very much.
And I'm going to say everything else I have to say because I really want Brenda to actually have the last word. I'm not going to come back up after that. We're going to cut the ribbon together. We're going to keep on moving. I think Mr. Baker will tell you I've been trying to get the Art Center downtown for about 6 years now. Six years, and we had other ideas, but it's amazing how some patience, a lot of hard work, some vision, a passion by so many of you out there got the Art Center in the right place at the right time. And I will tell you, if you don't spend as much time in downtown Columbia, I want to encourage you to come down and see the place that's emerging here. Just across the street, you see construction of Hotel Trundle, three formerly abandoned buildings now being turned into a new hotel. The One Columbia office just next door, as David mentioned, an IMLS National Award-winning museum undergoing a great renovation as we speak, orienting itself to Main Street. Just a block away from there, another IMLS Award-winning library If you walk on the main street, if you haven't been to Soda City yet, 2,000 people every single Saturday, rain, sleet, snow, or hail, on Main Street, just thriving. This garage itself, a historic Columbia Foundation Award winner just a couple of years ago for its design and its commitment to trying to integrate this incredible architectural character of downtown. But just in the past 12 months alone, we've seen private sector capital to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars change hands in new restaurants, new bowling alley coming around the street. Other restaurants plan to open just within a half block of here. This place is alive, y'all. It's alive, and it's alive because of each and every one of you. So if you aren't participating in what it means to be in the Main Street District and the Central Business District, come on down here. I agree with David. The arts institutions, the art galleries, the individual artists are amazing here and in the Vista. There are great things going. I will say this, and this is just my one superlative, and I'm going to take my seat. Main Street and the Vista have more restaurants and bars than all of downtown Greenville combined. Okay? Think about that. All right? Every once in a while, you got to have a little bit of hubris with humility, all right? This place is on fire, and I don't mean that in the Sherman-esque kind of way. It's on fire, okay? And it's on fire because of folks just like you, our most talented and creative artists, making it happen. Thank you for all that you do. The last word before we cut the ribbon is going to go to our friend and our leader, our cultural arts coordinator of the Columbia Arts Center, Brenda Oliver. Thank you.
Thank you for that. I'm a little bit nervous, which is unusual for me, but I'm going to go ahead with Honorable Mayor Benjamin, esteemed members of City Council, Ms. Wilson, City Manager, Senior Assistant City Manager, Mr. Allison Baker, Mr. Randy Davis, Director of Parks and Recreation, and Ms. Dolly Bristow, Community Development Department, and all of our other guests that are here today. I stand before you today to express not only my appreciation, but also that of our studio members and our Columbia area artists for the part each of you played in making this happen. Everyone here had a part. If it was just moral support, you had a part. It is with great pleasure that we are here today for the realization of this long sought-after facility. The arts community is the ultimate beneficiary of the growth and program developments this wonderful facility will be witnessing. Not only will the Arts Center be able to continue our program as a resource for the community, but we are planning a visible increase in quality programming to meet the needs of many in our community. The building that you see before you is a statement by our city leaders that arts are an important and invaluable component of positive growth for our city. Columbia is indeed fortunate to have such a facility in the downtown area. We must acknowledge and thank again the visionaries in the leadership of our municipal government. You will each be able to see for yourself soon that this is a state-of-the-art facility. As you walk through, please notice the many features that will make lives easier for our artists and community members. Make sure that you take time to fully browse in the CAC gallery. Everything in there has been handcrafted by open studio members, instructors, and/or local artists affiliated with the Columbia Arts Center. There should be something that each of you could find for that special someone. There are many that contributed to this massive effort that need to be thanked, and I would be remiss not to mention them. I need to acknowledge first off the assistance of many of our open studio members that they helped pack up at the previous location and unpacked and organized in here at this new lovely facility. Without the many helping hands coming together, I think we would still be unpacking boxes at this point. Moving an art studio is no easy undertaking, especially one that has over 30 years of things to go through. I cannot tell you how much we threw away. At the onset of this project, Bob Prost, our city architect, Kristen Puckett, construction management, Todd Martin, our park planner, were always there guiding me through the process. This was the first on-site construction job that I've partaked in, and I don't think I want to partake again. I would also like to extend my appreciation to Kurt Davis with Pond Architects, and Tyler Walker and Drew Coleman with Mashburn Construction. They were very patient with me, even when I challenged some of the decisions. Last but not certainly least was T. Morgan and Ted Powell with Powell Electric, who always had my back. When we were in our planning stages, it was discussed early on that we wanted to involve local artists in part of this process. So, there are some local artists that did contribute, and I need to recognize them. The Monument Art sign on the front of the building, right up there, was created by Mr. Curran Stone. Mr. Stone's a local artist and does great metal work. He also restores cars, paints, and applies his talents to a multitude of other things. Our sign is 12 feet high. Each layer is 24 inches high, and it's been designed to be seen as you're driving up. You'll notice that each letter is a different color, and they have metal flake on them so they pick up the sunlight. It's also signed with "Leave Your Mark, Make Some Art," what makes it even more special. As you enter the building, above the doorway is a three-dimensional cloud sculpture, which was designed by Mr. John Sharp. Mr. Sharp is an artist out of Casey, South Carolina, and multitasks with many different art mediums. As you look at the clouds, it would seem that getting a ride in a hot air balloon would be the thing to do. Again, thank you for being here today, and we welcome you to our new home. I can't tell you how much this means to all of us to have this finally realized. Thank you.